The unique thing about what my mother, Susan Evans, and I do together was to combine our individual areas of expertise to benefit writers and other creative people. We bring together our knowledge of copyright and trademark issues, and certainly the issues that she handled in terms of patent law, and with a unique appreciation for the creative side of what that is.
We developed a boutique practice of literary law. We focused in on the author because it's so easy to publish a book. You can self-publish, you can publish digitally, you can, there's so many opportunities that weren't there before. We found a niche that we really believe is needed.
When I was born, my mother was in law school at the time, and it's almost that I grew up in the law library. I grew up in the law student's office, and I had, most of my formative years were spent with other attorneys. I can remember back to very early periods in my life when, right after I'd write a poem, I'd say, "Okay, Mom, I'm ready to register my copyright." And I'm like 12.
She's a tenacious, she's a no-nonsense, she's a very compassionate person, but she's a no-nonsense lawyer.
I don't know if it's nature or nurture or something in my personality as well, but despite all of the other things that I did before going to law school, it was a natural fit for me in terms of bridging the gap between things that I loved creatively and the things that I loved professionally speaking, in terms of the legal aspects of contracts, and really helping the people who did what I did creatively in a professional and legal way. I went to a majority white institution throughout my 12 years of primary education, and then in the secondary collegiate atmosphere. But I have to say, at my collegiate environment, we also had a good percentage of a diverse population, but it was a nice transition to go to a historically black college where most of the professors looked like me. Most of the students looked like me, and they ended up being the greatest assets that I have now to my own practice, because those are the very same people that I can call upon without hesitation. Well, I actually worked for Judge McKee both as an intern while I was still in law school for part-time during one summer, and ultimately that was the leg up that I needed to get the very, very highly coveted clerkship in the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. I had the ability to research case law, put together bench notes for the judge.
And she worked out great. She's an absolute delight to have her around. Her writing was really superb. She's very highly disciplined in terms of her own work, as well as the quality of the work in terms, as well as the volume of the work.
I'm known as lawyer by day, poet by night, and I do write a lot of poetry, and that's my creative, free-flowing style. And so I can really appreciate the artist and the writer's perspective from a creative standpoint. But then the other side of my brain brings to the table the discipline of business, and in using your creativity to actually keep the lights on and how to protect your rights. And so I'm in the unique position to appreciate both sides of that coin. As an African-American woman, I bring a unique perspective to the table in terms of my background and experience to service not only clients who look like me, but clients who don't, who may have not had any interaction with someone who looks like me, but can definitely benefit from the services that I provide.